The gratitude of every home in our island goes out to the British airmen who, undaunted by odds and mortal danger, are turning the tide of the World War by their devotion.
When we had this opportunity and got approached to do this garden at Chelsea about the Battle of Britain and telling the story of the pilots that fought there, I mean, my imagination went wild, and I thought we could do something incredibly special, both at Chelsea Flower Show and recreating it here at Biggin Hill.
For this is Biggin Hill. Today a chapel stands in memory of those few who flew and fought from here.
Well, the garden's going to talk about how the RAF Benevolent Fund helps veterans more recently from Afghanistan and also through to air cadets, and about all the services and help that they provide to veterans of the RAF.
The story of this garden really goes back to my father. My father was a navigator in World War II in Bomber Command, flying in short Stirlings, which is an aircraft which is slightly bigger than a Lancaster. He flew 19 active missions and was eventually shot down in April 1943. I have his logbook. It's probably the most moving thing that I have of his, because it's written in his own hand. And the last entry in the book it just says missing. And his story took him through hiding with the French resistance, escaping through on steam trains, going down to the Pyrenees, walking over the Pyrenees, and then via Gibraltar getting back to the UK. A lot of these pilots were probably 18, 19, 20 years old. So the sculpture that I'm putting into the garden is actually a 3D scan of my own son dressed as an airman, because, you know, that could have quite easily have been him.
And he's just looking up at the sky thinking, what's going on? When am I next going up? Who's up there? Probably knows all the people who are up there already, and just thinking, you know, how many of them are going to come back? What interests me about the story is just as well, it's ordinary people in extraordinary times, all involved in one story to try and protect the nation.
When you're in the centre of the garden where the sculpture is, you'll just be able to have a little bit of a moment looking up at the airmen and thinking about all the other airmen that went before him. It's a snapshot in time which I hope will be quite powerful and people can really connect to.